Hello. Um, I'm using a new software. Instead of Xbox Game Bar, I'm using the regular old OBS software. I was trying to get it to work with my Twitch account, but I can't seem to figure out how to get that to work, so I'll just use what I've got, I guess. And for some reason, my Xbox Game Bar isn't working either. Maybe because I downloaded the OBS software. Whatever. Maybe I'll get the Twitch app and just use it to play games on my phone, and you can watch me play games on my phone. I don't know. There's also been some YouTube games I've been playing. But anyway, so I'm on now. It's some people from my church have been doing. I finally was able to join it because I guess the guy that usually does it, he doesn't play usually. He has other video games he likes to play. But anyway, so I'm on this realm. The realm is full. And I have made what I like to call mega territory. Because one of the rules on this realm was to not encroach. So I picked a random coordinate that I thought would be far enough away from everybody, and it definitely was. Because as you can see, I'm at approximately -1,000, -1,000, and everybody else is way off in that direction. But anyway, we made a new base closer to where they are. Did the trail. But I think I'm gonna keep all my weapons and stuff over here because I have an anvil here and I don't have an anvil over on my other base. I might take this. I think I'll take this. Put that in the village again. Or, yeah, I don't know. I'll put that in the village. And then, I guess I bring my water bottles with me if I do that. And then, I have all these furnaces. I'm not sure if that's a job block, but maybe I'll take some of them and see if... I don't know. I just realized I have a bunch of bone meal here. I've also got all this redstone. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking about making like a railway. But I'm also going to make a canal. I've already dug the canal. I just want to knock down any trees nearby and then fill it, obviously. So yeah, I have a trail, but it takes so long to get where I want to go. So I just end up using the boat. Let me see if I have anything in here I want to think I'll keep it like that. That'll work. Now to my other base. Obviously, it's been a while since I've recorded anything. It's something like this. By the way, this is in Bedrock Edition. The ROMs on Bedrock. This Java's only for computers. Play Minecraft on different devices. I think my friends are using Xbox or PlayStation. She's getting married in a long time to send me the invite details, but she's so busy. Well, she said I was like, no, because for the longest time she was like, you're on the top of the wait list, I'm just waiting for everybody around us in the team. And eventually she got to a point where like, nobody's RSVPing. So she reply to this by a certain date, I'm just gonna assume you're not coming so I can invite my wait list. She said she would text me today, and I reminded her too, but the way it's been, it'll probably be when I next see her that she'll So, not much has changed in my life. I don't have a job, I'm looking for jobs. I just bought a subscription to the remote job board. Which is probably stupid. Because I'm not finding anything I'm even, like, qualified for. Which is annoying. So I think, where do I want to put my blaze rod? My brew stand. My brewski. What's this guy saying? Interesting. Nope. But I can get some emeralds out of this. Oh, bread. Not sure where that came from, but I'll take it. As you probably noticed, I have a line of beds going to my base. Probably go back and get that wool from that brown sheep. Like if you hear me sniffling, it's because I'm depressed and I was crying. Yeah, no cold here. I don't get a cold. And I'm like, I guess my nose has been kind of stuffed for a while, so I mean, but not enough to where I would be constantly sniffling. That's why I'm doing this, because I was like, this is my diary, I guess. really need to like move out. But I swear, I've come to the end of my rope in this house. But it's more or less my fault. I upset myself. My mom was complaining about work. So she's complaining about work, and I guess they were doing like a safety demonstration for the high schoolers or something. And the high schoolers were arguing with one of my mom's co-workers about seatbelts, because all the buses have seatbelts now. And my dad, it was technically a rhetorical question, but I decided I wanted to try to be funny. He was like, oh, what could they possibly argue about seatbelts? And so I went on a whole thing about the ways they could make excuses for not wearing seatbelts. And eventually he told me to shut up, and what the hell happened to my water? Did it freeze again? Ugh. Anyway, he told me to shut up, and I didn't shut up. And then he started yelling at me again, like trying to get me to shut up. And I got so mad. I was right in front of the dog. I was petting the dog, so I just kind of shook the dog. And obviously my mom was upset. Like, why would you do that to the dog? The dog had nothing to do with this. I mean, I didn't hurt him. Obviously, I'm not... I'd like to think I'm not that much of a shitty person. I mean, the dog looked at me like, what? But I mean, I just kind of rocking the dog back and forth. But, you know, I was angry, so I was like, you know. See, obviously the dog wasn't that upset because he followed me back into my room. And then I heard my dad talking to my mom about, like, why couldn't she just shut up? And honestly, I don't even know why I didn't shut up when he first told me to, because the weird tirade I went on, like, I was just trying to be funny, and, you know, you freaking brought this up, and I, you know, when I first started it, I knew I didn't have an ending, and I was just gonna make myself look stupid. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this right now. To try to... I don't even know. To vent about it. Even though it probably makes me look bad anyway. To admit. I did that, but... Also, hello to my new subscriber. Probably not what you expected to hear for your first video after subscribing to me. That was another reason I wanted to stream, is because I was like, oh, I have a new subscriber. He's probably gonna be wondering where all the why I haven't posted in a while. It's one of the things about that. I'm like, oh no, I got a new subscriber. I don't want him to, or her to be like, oh no, I just subscribed to somebody who stopped making videos. But yeah, and then this trail goes on to another village, and also to a cherry orchard, which is not that far past another like a meetup place for all the people. There's like another portal and everything. So I guess that's like the hub. Whoever made it has happy gas, so I was surprised. I was like, oh my god, happy gas. That's not a myth. Not sure how they got them in there, because the tunnel he made, I don't think when I first got there, it wasn't big enough. It didn't look like it was big enough for a gas to go through. But the 7 million times I went into the nether and died, the portal slowly became, the little tunnel he made slowly became a lot bigger. I eventually just gave up. So I lost a really good trident. I'm kind of sad about that, but now I got my bow. For some reason, I was trying to use the anvil to put enchantments from books onto my things, but that hasn't worked out. I don't know if I'm supposed to use... I'm not sure what I'm supposed to use to do that, so... That'll work. I'll have to look that up, I guess. Because I was thinking about using one of these, but the point of this is to disenchant, so... I would assume they'd try to use that, to use a grindstone to enchant something would be counterintuitive. I was like, maybe I used the wrong enchanted book for the weapon that I was trying to enchant, like, none of the enchantments worked on that weapon, and so I was like, no, you can't do that. Because usually if it was just that my level isn't high enough, that it would let me put it there, but it would say you need this particular level. It's probably extend right now. But yeah, so anyway, I really upset myself today. And it just brought up a lot of I kind of feel bad for what I did to the dog, but I feel like I'm not the only one who does that to the dog, though. They just don't do it, you know, while, like, experiencing rage. Like, I know, like, when our dog, like, lays down in front of the couch where my mom is sitting, she'll shake him with her foot, like, as a way of petting him. Because he'll just, like, lay on the floor and expose his belly. She's like, oh, dog. of rolls them around with her foot. But yeah, I shouldn't have even bothered. I must have like a complex about being. Oh, I do. I have a complex about being told to shut up. Especially when it comes to my father. I'm like, I'm deal with it. My father can be so condescending sometimes, and there are plenty of times where I want to defend myself, but there's really no way to defend myself, and I hate it. I guess I let that get the better of me this time. So bad about myself. Like, why am I here? Why did you even... Like, part of me is like, why did you even have kids? But then I remember, just because they wanted kids doesn't mean they got what they wanted. It doesn't mean they accepted it. So yeah, I'm just kind of convinced that they regret having me, especially with the way I am right now. Unemployed, sitting in my room. I mean, I've got friends now, but, you know, I think another part of me is like, you know, they don't live with me. If they lived with me, would they think the same about me as my parents?
Huh?
Because, I mean, obviously, it's like my parents know me the best out of everybody there, and they can't seem to tolerate me, so... Someone a minute. I was trying to press, what was I trying to press? C. C for copy. Yeah, I've got special keybinds. And I honestly thought about just, like, packing up my stuff and going, but the car's in my dad's name, so, I mean, would he actually, like, report the car stolen if I took it and ran off, or, I mean, I don't want to risk it, is the issue, but I don't have a job, so I can't really get my own car, or ask him to take the car off his insurance so I can put it on mine, because I don't have a job, I can't afford to get insurance, so I'm, like, stuck here unless I, like, and I live in the country, so there isn't really an alternative mode of transportation that's feasible, especially if I wanted to pack up and go, because I have a bike, I have a bicycle. But am I really gonna drive? Am I gonna ride my bicycle with, like how would I mean, I guess I could ride my bicycle and have, like, a tree I tried to hold out because my sister moved out, and so now I have our bedroom because we used to share the bedroom. I have the bedroom to myself, so I kind of wanted to tough it out because I remember I worked in Yellowstone for like a month, and like the same day that I ended up being the only one in the suite, so I'd have the bathroom to myself. I had gotten written up for not doing my housekeeping festival. I'm pretty sure part of the reason I didn't do my housekeeping festival is because of like infrastructural issues with the freaking hotel. But yeah, it was pretty much. They had said, we're gonna have somebody help you for 2 weeks. If you can't improve in the 2 weeks, then we're either gonna have to find you another job or we're gonna fire you. And I looked to see if there were like other jobs available, like online, and there weren't any. So I was like, I'm gonna get fired either way because there's no way to really improve my speed with the way things are because either I'm working too slow or I try to work at the pace that they want me to and it's not good enough. Like it's not clean enough, So it's like it's a lose-lose. And then the main manager guy for the housekeeping department was honestly kind of crazy because he was like, I have pretty much he was like, I have spies. He's like, don't talk bad about us or don't talk bad about the managers or coworkers or anything because I have spies and they'll tell me what you're saying and then I'll get you in trouble, kind of thing. And one time I actually was saying good things like, oh, like nobody really knows what the people just above us, the housekeepers, I don't know what they were either way. I mean, we were flashes. It seemed like we were walking around with different reports, but there was only one of them for the cabins and one of them for both hotels. We had a big hotel and another hotel. And they had to go between both hotels. So, I mean, that's about all they could do was walk around with their clipboards because. And then I found out that, some of the problems I was having with like the storage, like all the storage rooms, trying to find what I needed. Was supposed to be as well. I guess I'll call them assistant managers. They had a name. I was supposed to get them to get water supplies, but obviously they were still going between hotels. They were not going to do it. So, I mean, are you really just going to sit there and like wait? Act hopeless? When you can just go and try to find. When you can just go and try to find those supplies that you're looking for. In the main hotel, because that's the one I seem to get. I used to get that one on like the 3rd and 4th floors, but only one of the 2 elevators went to the 3rd and 4th floors. And sometimes you'd have to go to the, if you couldn't find what you needed on the 3rd or 4th floors, you had to go to the main storage room, which is on the 2nd floor. Sometimes even that floor didn't have what you needed. So then you're just kind of screwed. But anyway, yeah. And another thing is that, you know, whenever I talk, you know, somebody asks me what I'm gonna do, you know, I'm majoring in linguistics, and they're like, what are you gonna do with that, or, you know, whatever. And, you know, they're like, you know, and some people say, you know, you'll get a job in the field that you want to work in. But I think, well, most of the things that in the field I want to work in, you either need to be getting your bachelor's degree, like literally in the bachelor's program, or have your bachelor's degree, or you gotta be, like, fluent in another language, and I honestly... I think I've got a bit of an imposter syndrome going on, because I think everything I applied to, I'm afraid I'm not qualified. And maybe I actually am qualified, and I'm just being self-conscious, but I don't know. Like, one of the data entry jobs that I saved, they wanted you to have a certain amount, like, words per minute. And I don't know my words per minute, but... honestly, I'm kind of tempted to just apply to anything I want to apply to, and if they don't look at me because I'm not qualified, like, whatever, but I don't want to be that kind of person that applies to something that I'm obviously not qualified for. And I also don't want to be the kind of person that gets hired under a false pretense, and then they find out way that I'm actually not qualified like they thought I was. Though I have heard that, like, the IT sector, like, a lot of the people that work in IT can be successful as long as they just know what to look up and how to apply what they look up. Jesus, I don't have zombies here. I would create a lookout tower, but they'd shoot me off it. I hate it when they move last minute. I'm like, Jesus. See, like this, I go to shoot, and they're gone. And for some reason with Bedrock, you can't just, you know, use the use button to use the shield. You have to actually press shift. But at least Bedrock has the coordinates. Freaking Java, I don't know what happened, but they don't have the coordinates anymore. See, I can be a pretty good shot when they're not moving. I think another thing I should probably do is go to my boat more often, because I got a chest in my boat, so I just need to, instead of filling up my chest over here, just start filling the chest in the boat with the things that I want to, you know, like the boats I get from shooting all these skeletons and... There's been a couple times where I had no bow in my hand and I accidentally shot a villager I was trying to trade with. Well, I got myself a butt ton of wool, but I can't really use it until... I should probably put a stack of my bone meal in the... I have this. I have like an insane amount of bone meal though. I think I'll keep the bones now. I'll just start making a stack of bone. I think most of the point of me having all the bone meal was so that I didn't have extra like space that's taken up. I have plenty of freaking gunpowder. I could probably make some TNT. Make TNT though. Although I have all that TNT from I don't remember what, and I haven't used it. Like I can't think of a reason to use it. I mean, I could use it instead of using 5 million different pickaxes, but the most useful thing I would have used it for would be when I was mining in my big tower that you saw at the beginning, because but I'm literally at the bottom, like with the bedrock, and obviously the deep slate does not explode. So it's like, there's no reason to even use it. I feel like you should be able to use gravel to make TNT. God, I got 32 black walls. But anyway, oh yeah, I was gonna put those. I can do that in the boat. Boat. I'm gonna find the boat. And I'm gonna end up near the boat anyway, because I'm gonna be cutting down the trees that are above the canal that I'm making. For some reason I only have one bucket, but I'm not sure what happened there. I must have sold it to a trader. I also have a bunch of spider eyes. And mushrooms, actually. I've got, like, a butt ton of mushrooms on the podzol in my first place. I could probably take some and put them in the other podzol farms that I have. I call them podzol farms. It's like just the 2x2 spruce. What I really need is bamboo. I thought I got bamboo, but I don't know what happened to it. I had gone to a jungle once. That is a really small tree, I didn't realize. I mean, I guess if this guy comes up with, or any of the other wandering traders I find, if one of them comes up with a bamboo, I'll start making a bamboo farm in both areas. I also need to fix this, because this is like, I guess I'm good on that end, but it's like a cliff. I don't want to have to go all the way around to get to the part where I don't fall and die. I probably passed like several wolves just going over here. Another thing I hate is the tall oaks. Like, they're a good source of wood, but it's a pain to try to get all the wood that's like disconnected from the main. The tall oak. I will take some minutes. Almost use that on leaves. Just one. Yeah, well, and another thing with the remote jobs, that a lot of them require like a certain good enough internet is okay. For some reason, to. I also looked at. I've got like 4 now. So it's like, what have I seen people limit compare like in this like the 60s and 70s with their feathered hair were mooners. That was especially around my weight. 170 pounds. So I was like, I guess I could wear it over and just put a belt on it to make it some shit. But yeah. Stop killing the game bar was out. This is for the game bar will tell me what you're doing. Some tabs to see what's it doesn't, show up on the video that I opened the tab. So I guess that's a plus. Or at least the way I had it organized. Stop it! Weibo, singing Weibo. What are you doing? Get out of the forest. You don't like him. Well, my mom's probably about to go to sleep. I don't know when my dad's gonna go to sleep. Sometimes he'll just go to bed, not too long after work. Sometimes he'll be up till like 10. But I don't want to go into the living room. Like, honestly, I just kind of want to avoid them for like the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to, because I'm hungry. The only thing I've had today is breakfast, I think. I don't want to go out there deal with them. So all I can think about is when I was a kid and they'd tell me to go to my room, which they did today, which is also kind of embarrassing because I'm 24 and being told to go to my room because I'm being a bitch. I'm being like a baby. But whenever I'd come out of my room afterwards, they'd be like, hey, are you gonna behave now? Addressing me anyway. I'm also kind of tempted to just take a vow of silence because obviously I've seen enough passion for just saying the wrong thing and pissing everybody off. And like, you'd think I would have learned, but also like whenever I did, like when I was a kid and I did say the wrong thing and piss everybody off, it's not like they told me what I should have done instead. So I'm just kind of like, okay, what am I supposed to say? And also, I guess there's also like the whole, the fine line between being a bitch and defending yourself. And, sometimes people will get pissed at you for if you defended yourself and you actually did to defend yourself, but I'm gonna make a butt ton of beds. I could make 13 black beds alone. Ugh, I need to get the freaking thingies. I need to get the planks first. Jeez! Also, I should probably start planting these. Plant these. In the open spaces. Yeah, I have no idea how I'm gonna post to Twitch. I might just not do lives on Twitch and just upload them later or something. Until I figure out how to. Because I got this one, OES because it was open source and free. I think some of the other ones were like the third-party apps that connect to your Twitch account were different. But I don't know. Yeah, I should probably do something with the put it over here so it can multiply. Although I don't know if it'll actually multiply. Anyway. There's a little tunnel over there somewhere that I could use to get to the trail. You know what? I realized I just put a bunch of wood by one of my trails that I didn't even need to do because the way I deal with. Because I think the only reason I had, like, you know, like the 4-block wide trail was because it was the ocean and you needed it in order to have a place to put a bed. So I guess I technically have a lot more wood that I could use than I realized. Though it is good that I flanned out the land so that I could actually do something about it. Now I just need to get all that stuff. I guess. I mean, I could just keep it there, but and then I'm wondering what I want to do about when I want to stop making beds. Like, I could make beds all along this trail. If I wanted to. I just got the Libby app from the from my library. So now I got access to a bunch of audiobooks without having to pay for Audible. I haven't paid for Audible in 5 million years though. But it's weird though, because you still have to, you know, they still only have a certain amount of copies. So sometimes you have to put things on hold until you've got like at least one book on hold. I was gonna get the audiobook version of one of the books that I'm reading, like the Lord of the Rings books, because I'm reading those too. Technically it's my sister's copy of the books, but I haven't. I wasn't back, but I was like, oh, I'll give it back to you when I'm finished. But if I get the audiobooks, then I don't need per copy. Well, anyway, it's probably been over an hour, so I'm gonna end this. But thank you for watching.